Hello everyone, Tsula here. This video is about the Crane M3 gimbal made by Zhiyun. I was using the Ronin S made by DJI, this gimbal right here, and it works great. It's perfectly capable of handling a full frame camera like my A7S III, and I used it a lot, but it was ripping my arm out of the socket. I have a torn rotator cuff. I can't be carrying that heavy thing around. So I heard about this Crane M3 gimbal, very lightweight and very small. Fits right into your backpack or your suitcase. And right now I have an APS-C camera on it with a kit lens that's 16 by 50 millimeters. So it's a tiny camera and a tiny lens, and it can handle that just fine, but it can handle a full frame camera as long as you don't go past maybe 24 millimeter lens. And I used it on a recent trip with my full frame camera and the 24 millimeter G Master lens, and it did very well. And I was very happy with it because I was able to get the gimbal in my suitcase and my arm didn't fall off and I didn't have to take 3 ibuprofen the next day. So I'm very happy with this gimbal. I was happy with that one and I'll still use it, but this one will be more suitable for a lady in my age group. It comes with a touch screen on the back so you can set the different modes, and it also comes with a cable to connect to the camera so you can start and stop with the cable and change the shutter speed and ISO, but unfortunately this little camera doesn't have a remote control button on it, which is unfortunate, but other than that, I'm very happy with this setup. And if I have to get another 24 millimeter lens, I'll use my other full frame camera with it because it's capable of handling a full frame camera. And so I did a test because I thought, well, you know what? You don't need a gimbal. You can just get handheld shots if your lens is small enough and they'll look fine, which is true with my full frame camera because it has IBIS in-camera image stabilization, and handheld shots with a small lens will be fine. So I did a test with this camera. It does not have in-camera image stabilization, and even though I had this tiny lens on it, it looked terrible. I'll show you. And my test was I did the exact same height the next day, but with this gimbal, same camera, the results were night and day. And with the gimbal was way better, and I'll show you that. And so this is the gimbal that I'll be using when I want to go hiking or traveling. And I think it's perfectly capable of handling a full frame camera up to an extent, and definitely an APS-C camera, even though it's small. So I'll show you what I did with my test, and you can see what you think. Okay, it's January the 30th, 2022, and I'm starting my experiment. This is a hike I took that day, and I'm just carrying my APS-C Sony a6400 camera in my hand with the little 16 to 50 millimeter kit lens, because I thought I could get some good shots just handheld on this trail. So I hiked 5 miles, and as you can see, this footage is terrible. It's very shaky and awful. And so my conclusion is that you cannot get equivalent handheld shots with a camera that does not have in-body image stabilization, or IBIS, or what I call in-camera image stabilization, like this camera lacks, and you will get terrible handheld shots. Now the test was only with this one camera. I think you can still get some good handheld shots with a camera that has IBIS, like the Sony a7S III. However, I still don't think you could get solid handheld shots, even with the camera with IBIS, on this hike, because at times I was running with it and I don't care how steady you are, handheld shot is never going to compare to a gimbal. The only decent shot I got was when I was sitting on a rock and this hang glider went over my head, but I set the shutters. Okay, today is January 31st, 2022. I'm back here at Little Pine Creek Road that goes to Burma Road to hike it again with the Crane M3 gimbal. It's very lightweight. I would not hike this trail with my Ronin S because it's too heavy. This is a very difficult trail. It has a huge elevation gain. But I'm going to show you what a difference it makes on a camera that does not have IBIS in camera image stabilization like this A6400, which I tried to do handheld yesterday and it looked terrible. I'm going to hike it again today with this gimbal and we'll see the results. Sorry about the wind, it's kind of windy today. Okay, it did not like my cable for my microphone, but I plugged it in anyway, just so I could tell you that I'm hiking up this difficult trail with my Zhiyun Crane M3, holding my Sony A6400 camera with the kit lens, 16 to 50 millimeter, and I think it looks much better than yesterday. What do you think? This is the best time of year to come to Mount Diablo when everything's turning green. So in the summer it's all brown. Okay, I'm about to top out the first big hump, and then there's a second hump. I think in total to the junction with the road to Deer Flat, it goes up 800 feet, half a mile. And let me tell you, it's difficult holding this gimbal. I ran into a woman, she said, "Are you making a video?" I said, "Yes, I'm gonna videotape myself going up Burma Road. And I'm gonna go to where it meets Deer Flat." And she said, "Is an ambulance gonna meet you at the top to carry you down?" I said, "No, I'm gonna roll down." Okay, over there you can see the second hump. This video doesn't do it justice. You have to hike it yourself to see how hard it is. But beautiful, especially in the quote-unquote springtime. The oak trees are already unfurling their tiny leaves. So beautiful this time of year. And next come the wildflowers. I hardly ever run into people on this trail, but every now and then a suicidal mountain biker will come bombing down this thing. My normal loop is I hike up Burma Road to Juniper Campground, or maybe all the way to the summit, and then back down Barbecue Terrace. I don't have time today. I'm not going to do it carrying this gimbal, even as light as it is. Okay, I'm almost up the second hump. Of course, this only gets you to Deer Flat. From there, you have to climb another 1,000 feet to get to Juniper Campground. I think I can, I think I can. I know I can, I know I can. Almost up the second hump. Woo! I'm gonna swing around and show you, but it's not gonna really do it justice. Look at those beautiful oak trees, ready to burst into their leaves. Get a brief respite here, and then it's up, 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 Angel Curlew. I did it! Da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. Dun 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 dun, ba-dum bum, ba-dum bum. And honestly, going up Burma Road is more fun than going down it because it's harder on your knee. Let's see how it does running. Okay, we're going back down the two humps. It's no fun. In the summertime, it is so slippery and difficult. In fact, Gia refuses to take this trail because it's so steep and terrible going down it. Not go fast going down this or you'll end up like the Tasmanian devil. Your legs won't stop. Honestly, it's not that bad today. Not bad at all. Goodness, a fiddle neck on January the 31st. And blue dicks. cucumber. And of course, poison oak. This is gruesome. I think it's a pig's leg. Ugh. I don't know where the rest of it is, but it looks like it just happened. Ugh. Yikes. That had to have been the work of a mountain lion. It's crouching around here somewhere eating that pig. Oh well, the park tries to eradicate the pigs because they're not supposed to be here. But back to this gimbal, I'm very impressed. Final result, this is a very impressive gimbal. I'll look up the weight later, but I think it weighs about half as much as the Ronin S. Now admittedly, I'm only putting my APS-C Sony A6400 on here and not a full frame camera, but nevertheless the results are very impressive. And don't make any mistake about it, this A6400 is an impressive camera too. But this is about the gimbal. This is a very impressive gimbal. Good job, Zhiyun. I like it. I carried it the whole 5 miles on a very difficult trail.